Hi, I'm Chef Noah, and this is Cooking with Noah. Today, I'm cooking creamy tomato basil pasta. It's a very quick and easy dish, so let's get cooking. First, I'm going to start with pouring 3 cups of chicken broth. Now, when you are pouring a liquid into a pot, you want to get the thing that's holding the liquid, the cup, close into the pot so that it doesn't splash. Next, we're going to add 2 cups of milk. We're going to add 20 ounces of cherry tomatoes. Next, we're going to add 1/2 cup of basil, 4 garlic cloves, and 1 teaspoon of oregano. And now that we have put everything in, we're just going to stir. We're just going to stir a little bit and then add our salt and pepper. Okay. A little bit of salt. And a little bit of pepper. And now we're going to stir a little more. And now that we have put everything in, we're just going to heat it to a little temperature. We're going to start at 2. Just so all of our ingredients can start to heat up. Now that everything is in, the salt, the pepper, the tomatoes, the oregano, the basil, and everything else, we're going to add our pasta. Now the recipe calls for 1/2 of all the sticks, so I'm just going to grab some. And all you gotta do is break it. And then you can drop it in. Grab a handful or a fistful. And then break it. Now you want to crack it downward, because if you do it upward, it crumbs and it can go everywhere, and it's not fun to clean up. So just make sure all the pasta that you have put in is getting covered by what you put in prior. Okay, so now we have all of our pasta inside of our pot. So now that we have that, we're just going to turn up the heat a little more, up to 4. And we're just going to let that sit. Make sure everything is covered, though. Make sure everything is covered, and And if you feel it's necessary, you can add a little more salt or pepper, but it's up to you. And I will see you once we get our finished product, and once we come back, I will be putting in our shrimp, which isn't on the recipe, but will make it taste better. So we are back, and right now we are going to put our shrimp into our pot with everything else. So we did turn up the heat to 5 while it was cooking, but I turned it back down to 4. And the pasta is a little softer. It's softer. It's definitely softer than when it was a stick, because that's super duper hard. So I'm just gonna mix it around a little, make sure everything is together, and then we will add our shrimp. So then you could do whatever you want. You could pour it, you could just palm it, whatever you want. So I'm just gonna pour it or dump it. Okay, now all the shrimp is in our pot, empty bowl, and now we're gonna mix that around. Make sure all the shrimp is with the sauce and the seasoning and everything is unified. So when you are making a pot or a dish like this and it's cooking with like pasta, if you need to taste it to make sure that it's ready or if it still needs work, you could just take whatever you're mixing it with, take a piece, and taste it. So the pasta needs a little more time to de-thicken because it's still a little stiff. It's very noodly, which means it's very, stringy. But it is still a little rough, so we're just gonna give it a little bit more time. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to add any more seasoning, because before I did put the shrimp in, I added a little more pepper. I didn't add too much more salt because I thought I had put enough. So now all I'm going to do is wait for the pasta. I'm going to turn it up to 5, just so that maybe it will cook faster. Okay. You just want to stir it after a while. Give yourself a little bit of time, and then just mix it. When you mix, what you want to do is you want to get from the bottom and then scoop it up. So all the seasoning and oregano and the tomatoes that are on the bottom, they'll come up to the top, and then you push down. So come around, up, down. So our shrimp was white, and now as you can see, it's turning pink, which is a good sign. Okay. So now I'm finishing up with the pasta, and I'll come back to you with the finished product. So now I'm going to add some Parmesan cheese to our pot to give it some more flavor, because everybody likes cheese. And as I add the cheese, I'm just going to stir it a little bit so that the cheese can be all throughout the pot. And then a little more. And I'm just gonna add the last bit of cheese to the pot and finish mixing it so that there's cheese all throughout our pot and all throughout our dish. Now I'm just gonna let this sit for a little longer and put it on low so that our shrimp can finish cooking, because it's not quite done. As you may not be able to see, but it's a light pink. So we want it to be a little darker. And once it is, I'll come back to you with the finished product. So this is our finished product of our creamy tomato basil pasta. And now I'm just going to try it. It is very creamy. I like that. And I don't really have anything to change. It is very good. And if you make it and have some critiques about it, things that I should add, just put it in the comments and I'll read it, and next time I try it, I will try your idea. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified whenever a future video comes out. See you next time.